You told me that you were not driving. And now the state says they have a dash cam video of you actually getting out of the driver's seat.
I was just a bit angry that night.
Then why are you pretending as though you were not driving?
I'm nervous.
No, nervousness doesn't make you be dishonest.
What you're about to watch is over an hour of real courtroom drama where every decision could change someone's life forever. One defendant is caught in a lie almost instantly, another faces years in prison, and others are given one final chance to prove they can change. Stay until the end, because some of these rulings are impossible to predict.
Understand that the court would grant your application for deferred adjudication. If for any reason your deferred adjudication were revoked, the court can find you guilty and sentence you up to 10 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine.
Yes.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses?
Yeah,
Do you believe she has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against her?
I do, Your Honor.
Do you believe she's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
Yes, Your Honor.
Has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea?
No, ma'am.
Anyone promised you anything other than the plea?
No.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived her right to jury trial. Did you review the plea bargain page with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
According to the plea, punishment is to be assessed at a $1,500 fine. The state recommends deferred adjudication. Did you understand that to be the plea?
Yes.
Defense, is that the plea?
It is, Your Honor.
State, is that the plea?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you review the waiver of appeal paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
And did you sign it in both places?
Yes, I did.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes.
Counsel, have there been any such motions?
Your Honor.
Outside the agreement, the state is requesting that your deferred adjudication be for a term of 4 years. There be a TAP evaluation and 180 hours of community service restitution. Did you understand those are recommendations from the state and the court does not have to follow those recommendations?
Yes, Your Honor.
Then to the offenses charge, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contest.
State any evidence.
And in Exhibit 1 and attachments, Your Honor.
No
Any-
objection.
All right, state, you may be excused.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Did you review the waiver and consent to stipulations of testimony and stipulations with your attorney?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand it and sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, I did.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state will call in the right to remain silent?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports, but most importantly, there will be no live testimony? Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments and review the same. After reviewing states exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty. Court will defer finding of guilt as you applied for deferred adjudication. Are we proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, Your Honor.
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
Your Honor, I've spoken to the state about addressing the fine and community service. My client has a special needs client, or a special needs child who's 7 years old, autism, nonverbal. That takes up a significant amount of her time. She also has a 3-year-old who's in the Head Start program. And she runs a small business where she does baking. We would like any help we can have on the fine and community service, Your Honor, considering the demands of her time with her child.
All right. Why were you driving 80 miles per hour?
I wasn't driving.
Oh, no.
No.
Oh, if somebody else is driving, because they're saying you were evading in a vehicle. So if you want a jury trial, we'll give you a jury trial.
Yeah, okay.
State? She says she wasn't driving. Part of the evading arrest detention in a vehicle is you're the driver.
Because
According to the police report, it states that she was driving.
Yes, Judge, we also have a dash cam video of it, of her getting out of the driver's seat.
All right. They say there's a dash cam video of you getting out of the driver's seat.
I was just a bit angry that night.
Then why are you pretending as though you were not driving?
I'm nervous.
No, nervousness doesn't make you be dishonest. You told me that you were not driving. And now the state says they have a dash cam video of you actually getting out of the driver's seat.
Mhm.
So why were you driving 80 miles per hour?
I was just on edge that night, and I
Why?
was trying to get home.
Why?
Me and my boyfriend at the time were fighting.
And is this Eduardo Ramirez?
Yes.
All right, so what time of the night was this?
I don't really remember, to be honest with you. I really don't remember.
Was it dark outside?
It was. It was dark.
All right. Were your children in the vehicle with you?
No, ma'am.
So who was taking care of your children?
My parents.
All right, so now we know the real people who are taking care of the children are her parents. She's just still living her best life with her new boyfriend.
That's not true.
Okay. So you're dating 80 miles per hour in a vehicle. Your attorney says you have a special needs child because plus you have a young child, and you're out for a joyride with Eduardo Ramirez. And you're speeding going 80 miles per hour in a 40 mile per hour zone. So I think counsel, she has time to do the community service because I think her parents are doing more than what's being presented to me. So do your parents babysit?
Sometimes, yes.
While you're running your bakery, where are you running your bakery from?
At home.
All right, that's your house, not their house?
It's their house.
All right, so her parents are doing the heavy lifting. All right, it's going to be a $1,500 fine. That's going to be probated. 4 years deferred adjudication, 180 hours of community service restitution. I'm going to order parenting classes. Once she completes parenting classes, community service hours will be deemed satisfied. So, do you have all of your DBAs in order, or are you just baking from your home and when people want a cake or?
No, it's registered with the county.
All right.
Mhm.
There's going to be regular reporting by Zoom or in person, regular random UAs, proof of employment within 30 days. There's to be no employment as a home health care provider or with minors. If you're drug tested today, what will the results be?
Negative.
There's going to be field visits 1 time per month for 6 months, defensive driving course. And there's to be no contact with Eduardo Ramirez.
Yeah, the only issue with that is that as of now is her husband. I believe they're going through a divorce, but there might be the need for contact to resolve that divorce.
All right, no contact with Eduardo Ramirez. The only exception is for court.
That works.
Is
Thank
there
you.
anything else?
Nothing further on.
Probation, is there anything else she needs?
No.
All right, did you review the document entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it?
Yes, I did.
Because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, we can go off the record. Your children have to come first. Well, not always, because you would not have been going 80 miles per hour, whether you're upset with your boyfriend / husband or not, because anybody could have been killed. And police don't like when you're going 80 miles per hour and they tell you to pull over and you don't.
Mhm.
You could have just been another person on the news that's dead with your parents doing a GoFundMe for your children. You have to put your children first. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, good luck to you. Court is calling 2024 CR 1129, State of Texas versus Victor Mel Garcia. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Jason, go ahead, Your Honor.
Defense,
Todd Lessert for Victor Garcia.
are you Mr. Garcia?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you entered into a plea on April 18th of no contest. The court found there was sufficient evidence and the court found you guilty. According to the plea bargaining agreement, punishments be assessed at a cap of 6 years in the prison, and the state is remaining silent on your application. Have both parties had a chance to review the PSI report? State,
Yes, Your Honor.
defense?
Yes, Your Honor.
Any objections to the PSI report?
There's just 2 clarifications I'd like to make for the court.
Yes.
On page 4, there's a notation that he was at the time of the offense on bond, on probation, and also on parole. Those are all inaccurate. He was none of those at the time the offense was committed. And in addition, on the TAP evaluation, it states that he was not motivated or minimally motivated for rehabilitation or some type of treatment for substance abuse. That is also incorrect. The way the PSI speaks of the way the defendant feels about substance abuse treatment is correct, Your Honor. He is motivated for that. So I'd make those two clarifications.
All right. And then I'm reviewing the PSI report as well. And on the first page, it says guilt minimize. What is that about?
Judge, he absolutely is acknowledging his guilt, so I don't know if we're in agreement with that as well, but I'll let my client speak to that.
All
particular
right.
element.
Do you have any witnesses?
Just my client. His wife's here today, but I don't feel that she'd be able to add anything to the mix for you, Your Honor.
All right. Can you raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. You can lower your hand, state your name for the record.
Victor Garcia.
All right. Make sure you keep your voice up so the court reporter can hear. And to the attorneys who are behind the court reporter, excuse me, counsels, if you all can move down to the other end.
Yes.
All right. Defense, you may proceed.
Thank you, Your Honor. Mr. Garcia has just started a new job with a drilling company and is currently still operating his own tree trimming business that he started last year. His son has just started college. He's been trying to walk the line as best he can after having been in trouble with the law some time ago. He has a very good relationship with both his family and his work and the community. And we're asking the court to please grant his application for probation. I do know that he would like to say a few words to the court as well.
All right. Do you have questions for your client?
I do, Your Honor.
All right. You may proceed.
Mr. Garcia, are you asking this court to grant you probation?
Yes, sir.
And why do you feel that you're a good candidate for probation?
Because for my kids and I'm no longer that person that I was back then. I've been doing my best to stay in line. I've been doing everything the right way, and I just want to
Yeah, well, you understand you are a convicted felon.
Yes, sir.
And you understand that as a convicted felon, you can't possess a firearm.
Yes, sir.
And in this case, you're not saying you weren't in possession of a firearm. You had that in your truck, did you not?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Was that something that you do on a daily basis, or would that have been some oversight on your part and your wife's part?
That was just oversight. It was a mistake. It was just behind, and it never happened again. No guns.
I'd pass the witness, Your Honor.
No question, stay aside.
All right. So here's my problem. You know you're not supposed to have a weapon, and yet you have a weapon. In the stipulations that was agreed to, he made it seem as though he was unaware there was a weapon in the seat. That's just according to what's in the stipulations, not what he's saying. And then he does admit in the stipulations, the police report, oh, well, I had marijuana and I was trying to hide that. And he shouldn't have been doing that either. And so my concern is that I don't know if you've learned anything. And this is why I say that. You have a criminal trespass case. That's from 1998. You were granted probation, and then the probation was discharged in 2000. Criminal trespass, juvenile. Then you had a graffiti. Then you were given probation for that. Then your probation was extended. Then your probation was extended again. And all of these child in need of supervision, that tells me that your parents are probably not active. Or maybe you just don't want to be in school. But when we come to his adult record, this is the adult record. 2004 theft, $50 to $500. You were given deferred adjudication. That deferred adjudication was revoked and you were sentenced to 30 days. Then in November 2004, you had another theft. You were sentenced to 40 days in jail. Then in 2005, you had a possession of marijuana. You were sentenced to 15 days in jail. Then in 2020, you had a possession of marijuana. It was dismissed in the interest of justice. So those are all your misdemeanors. And it appeared that you didn't learn anything from being on deferred, because then the felony, who have possession of controlled substance less than a gram, you were given 3 years deferred adjudication. It was revoked and they sentenced you to 2 years in the state jail facility. And at that time, it shows that you had motions to revoke where they continued you, tried to address the drug issues. Then in 2011, you had possession with intent to deliver a controlled substance, and you were sentenced to 5 years in prison. And those were 3 cases with possession with intent to deliver, and I think they all ran concurrently. Then in 2014, you're released from prison, and you have another possession 4 to 200 grams case, and you were sentenced to 6 years prison for that. And so you're a habitual, and I know the state waived the habitual allegations, but I just don't see why he's a good candidate.
Judge, if I may, those.
Then we have the gang membership that's happening here. So if you want to address those and why the court should take a chance on him, I'm all ears, and I'm still keeping an open mind, but I'm telling you what my concerns are. And I want to see how those concerns can be alleviated, because it appears that he's just continuing to pick up cases.
Mr. Garcia, are you still a gang member?
No, Your Honor. No, sir.
So you're no longer affiliated with the gang that you joined in prison, correct?
No, I got out right before I got out the gang before I got out of prison. I actually got out, and there's a way you get in, there's a way you get out, Judge. And before I got out, I became, that's why I gave the lady my certificates. Now when I was in prison, I didn't just do nothing in there. You know, I got my GED, I got vocational stuff. I went to church. I give my life to God in there, and that's right where I'm at now. That's why I'm still out. And I got no.
But so here's my
tickets.
thing. You're telling me you gave your life to God while you're in prison. You got out of the gang while you're in prison, and yet we're here for a criminal charge, because obviously then the criminal charge is a felon possessing a weapon, not allowed, and then the use of marijuana.
Well, I'm not perfect, Judge, and it was wrong what they said, because I told them I think the gun is in there, because we went to the ranch and we had the gun. She has her gun, my wife, and she's back there, and it was her gun. She left it underneath her seat where she's sitting. And when I went to work that day, I forgot to put my blinkers, so they pulled me over. And the area I work in is a bad area. And anyway, he asked me, any drugs, any weapons? I said, dang, I think she left it in there. It's in there at the gun. And that's where they found it.
Mr. Garcia,
But
are you motivated to have treatment for substance abuse? Do you acknowledge you have a substance abuse problem?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And you've been arrested and gotten in trouble with drugs for a lot of times, haven't you?
Yes, sir.
In fact, the majority of your offenses that the judge just read off are drug offenses, aren't they?
Yes, sir.
So, do you feel that if this judge is gracious enough to grant you probation, you're going to be able to fulfill this court's wishes?
Yeah, yes, sir. Because back then I didn't have no key. Like I was still dumb and doing dumb things. My kids weren't. I got a son that's just going to college. You know, just signed him up yesterday, SAC. And I got another son. He wants to be an officer. I got my daughter. You know, it's back then. It was different. You know, it was. I was. You know, I'm making fast money, stuff like that. But
so you're saying you have a change of motivation? Yes,
yes sir. Yes, sir. 100%. And I have people that could vouch for that, Your Honor. I do.
All right. Do y'all remember what the police report says?
I didn't even go.
All right. This is what the police report says. They were pulling you over because they had complaints of prostitution and drug activity in that area. And they said you had an expired registration sticker on the front windshield. So they said the vehicle was now heading south. I was able to get behind the vehicle at the 1400 block of Roosevelt Avenue and initiated my overhead emergency lights to have the listed vehicle veer over for a traffic stop. The driver, that's you, of the vehicle, motioned with his left arm out the window, indicating that he was going to pull over left at the next traffic light. However, I observed the driver hunched over forward as if he were either reaching for something or hiding something either under the center console or under the seat. Vehicle finally comes to a stop. And then they say, this officer said he told the officer, use caution because of your suspicious movements in the vehicle. The officer makes contact with you at the right passenger window. and the officer told you why, the reason for the traffic stop, and asked why you were moving so much in the vehicle before coming to a complete stop. They're saying you told Rodriguez that you were hiding a marijuana joint underneath the center part of the bench seat. Officer instructed you to speak with him as he stood by the driver's door. Officer motioned for you to exit the vehicle, and you exit the vehicle without hesitation. And then the officer said they again told you why they were making contact with you, and they asked you if you had any weapons on your person, and the officer quickly conducted a pat down for the safety. And then they asked you if you had anything in the vehicle that they needed to know about, and you said, yeah, I have my wife's gun under the seat. I mean, this is the stipulations.
Yeah,
And that's where the gun was recovered, underneath the seat. Anyone want to address these?
Well, Your Honor, if I may,
Yes.
Mr. Garcia, did you tell the truth to the officer about whether or not you were doing something underneath the seat regarding the marijuana?
No, I told him the truth that I was hiding I had a roach. It was in my ashtray and I was trying to close the thing. I went like that and I closed it in the console so he wouldn't see it. I'm guilty.
And you also admitted that you had your wife's pistol in the truck, didn't you?
Yes, I didn't remember. I wasn't really. I think she left her gun underneath the seat. But if he saw it, why did he just get off the car and say that? Well, why was I reaching the seat? Like he should have got me out the car, saying I was doing something, But he didn't do none of that. There was none of that. I told him that my wife, and she even called him on the phone. She was gonna go pick up the gun in the truck, and they still took me. He called my wife, and they're all going to jail. And like I said, Your Honor, I work in an area where there's prostitution. It's bad. That area. It's bad. There's crackheads everywhere and all that. I don't work there no more though.
So, I mean, the fact that that's a very bad area, why do you think that's important for me to know?
Because he put that in there, that there's prostitution in that area. He said he made it sound like I was doing something like completely wrong. I mean, I was at my sticker was off, and I did have marijuana. I'm good for that.
You weren't there trying to pick up a prostitute, were you?
No way. I'm married, sir. I don't know.
State any questions? I know you're silent, but any corrections?
No.
All right. All right. This is what's going to end up happening. You're going to take a seat in the box. Either decision that I make today, you're not leaving the courtroom today. Either I'm going to give you probation and you're going to end up in treatment, or either I'm sending you to prison. I just want to think about this some more. All right. So they're going to put you in the box.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, we're back on the record in 2024 CR 1129, State of Texas versus Victor Garcia. And you're Mr. Lessert?
Yes, ma'am.
And you're Mr. Garcia. All right, Mr. Lessert, you had left the courtroom. I had asked for the PSI officer to call the court because I had some questions about the PSI. And of course, I don't like to do anything ex parte, but you were not present. So what I can tell you is the PSI officer, my question was about his drug affiliation. So it appears that what he was telling me was true because the PSI officer says that in 2017, that's when he gave up his affiliation. And then he was released from prison in 2018. And I understand that sometimes when you go to prison, you have to join a group in order to make sure your prison stay is one where you're able to survive your prison stay. So I'm going to give you a choice. Here are your choices. I will sentence you to 3 years in the prison, or either I will take a chance on you and give you probation. And you can speak to your attorney about that. I will tell you, people say in this court probation is hard. I don't do cookie cutter probations. My probations, the conditions I set are designed for, so hopefully people will be successful. So you can speak to your attorney about that and make up your mind. But either way, you're going somewhere today that's not immediately back home. So if you are on probation out of this court, I'm going to do a referral to felony drug court. It's going to be while you're in custody. And there'll be a referral to SATF if felony drug court does not accept you. You understand? All right, so I'm going to give you a chance to speak to your attorney. We're back on the record in 2024 CR 1129, State of Texas versus Victor Garcia. Mr. Garcia, what have you chose?
You can grant me probation on.
Okay. I should say, what have you chosen? All right, this is what the court is going to do. Court is going to sentence you to 6 years in the prison, suspended and probated for 8 years. There's a $1,500 fine. That will be probated. There's going to be a referral to felony drug court in custody. And counsel, you'll need to talk to felony drug court and let them know that I've talked to the PSI officer and she says that he's no longer gang affiliated. So you'll need to let them know that. Otherwise, that's going to be a major red flag for them. If not accepted, into felony drug court, then it's going to be SATF. I'm sorry, not SATF, probation. Does ISF still have a drug portion? Yes. All right, if not felony drug court, then it'll be state ISF. Because I figure they can address your drug issues and they can also address your mental thinking. There's going to be proof of employment within 30 days of release. There should be no employment as a home health care provider or with minors. There should be regular reporting by Zoom or in person. There should be regular random UAs. 100 hours of community service restitution. How many children do you have?
3, right?
What are their ages?
17, he's probably 18, 16, and 10.
All right. I'm going to order parenting classes. Once he completes parenting classes, the community service hours will be deemed satisfied. And I'm going to order the MRT. And I'm going to want field visits 1 time per month until further notice. Probation, is there anything else he needs? Is there anything else you need from the court to be successful?
No, ma'am.
May it please the court.
Yes.
I did want to just point out that Mr. Garcia has just started a new job with Cato Drilling 2 weeks ago, and I just didn't know what the turnaround might be for felony drug court. I don't want
Felony
him to.
drug court is, they'll be able to see him for the referral next week and let him know if they accept him next week.
Okay.
Yeah, but I mean, you're going to have to go over there and make sure that you talk to them because again, his history will give people red flags. All right. Did you review the document entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal with your attorney? Did you understand it and did you sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
Because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, we can go off the record. Here's the thing. When you came to court, you presented yourself great, which I appreciate you dressing appropriately for court. But I want you to remember this day, because probably when you came to this court, you're looking at your criminal history, you think you're going to prison. I'm sure you're probably thinking, there's probably a 90% chance I may go to prison, but miracles do happen. This feeling that you felt when you came in and you thought you were going to prison, you need to hold on tight to that. Because people ask to be on probation, and people will tell me sometimes, I promise you, I will test every single day, or I won't step out of line. And then when the cold, hard facts hit them of what probation is in this court, they backslide. They don't report. They don't get a job. They smoke a lot of marijuana, which you're not allowed to smoke marijuana on probation. You're not allowed to drink alcohol on probation. And I know people say, why are the judges being so hard? I'm in my house. Why can't I drink alcohol in my house? It's because the law says when you're on probation, no alcohol in the house, no marijuana in the house. And I'm telling you right now, your wife, I'm assuming she loves you. You cannot have guns in that house, period. And you are a felon. You are not allowed to possess any weapons. Sometimes people do stupid things when they're young and they're doing young and dumb things. Well, the laws have changed. If you have a felony conviction, you can't have a weapon, period. If you're in a bad part of the neighborhood, can't have a weapon, period. There are only a few exceptions where as a felon, you can pick up a weapon and your attorney will be able to tell you about that. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you have any questions for me?
No, ma'am.
All right, if you're accepted in felony drug court and you graduate, I will most definitely show up at your graduation. Good luck to you. If you need anything and you feel like probation is not addressing it, you can always come back to the court. We're here Monday through Friday, not on holidays or weekends. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, good luck to you. 2024 CR 009696, State of Texas versus China Renee Gonzalez. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Andrew Harris, Edelman.
Defense.
Renee Munoz.
And are you Miss Gonzalez?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, have you received all of the discovery?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you review it with your client?
I have.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Counsel, is this an application for deferred?
It's an application for straight community supervision, Your Honor. I just didn't know how the court preferred it, so I just did both out of abundance.
All right, thank you. Did you review the document entitled Application for Community Supervision with your attorney?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand it and sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you review the true bill of indictment with your attorney?
Yes, ma'am.
You're going to need to keep your voice up.
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
Yes, Your Honor.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
Yes, Your Honor.
Ms. Gonzalez, did you review the document entitled Court Admonishments and Defendants Waivers and Affidavit of Admonitions? Off the record for a moment. Everyone, we are on the record. People need to whisper. And if you're behind the court reporter, you need to ask the deputy to move you. Do not talk behind the court reporter. All right, we're back on the record. Did you review the court admonishments and defendants waivers and affidavit of admonitions with you?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, everyone, I'm sorry, off the record for one moment. I need to speak with this pastor. All right, Ms. Gonzalez, did you review the court admonishments with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you're charged with possession of a controlled substance, penalty group 1, 4 to 200 grams as a second degree felony. Range of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 20 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
State, are you all waiving the repeater enhancement allegation?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, any objections?
No objection.
If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call and the right to remain silent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand by entering this agreement you were giving up those rights?
Yes, ma'am.
And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea in this case?
Yes.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses?
She has.
Do you believe she has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against her?
In my opinion, she does.
Do you believe she's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
That is correct.
Ms. Gonzalez, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea?
No, ma'am.
Anyone promised you anything other than the plea?
No.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived her right to jury trial. Did you review the plea bargain page with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
According to the plea, punishment is to be assessed at 2 years in the prison. The state will take in consideration 2024 CR 009697, 2024 PF 17269, 2024 PF 17270, and the state recommends community supervision. Did you understand that to be the plea?
Yes, ma'am.
Defense, is that the plea?
Yes, Your Honor.
State, is that the plea?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you review the waiver of appeal paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you sign it in both places?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes.
Counsel, have there been any such motions?
No, Judge.
Outside the agreement, the state is requesting that your community supervision be for a term of 4 years, and there be a participation in Esperanza Court. Did you understand those are recommendations from the state, and the court does not have to follow those recommendations?
Yes, ma'am.
Then to the offenses charged, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contest.
State any evidence.
State and Exhibit 1 in attachments, Your Honor.
No objection.
All right, state, you may be excused.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Did you review the waiver and consent to stipulations with your attorney?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand it and sign it in all the appropriate places? Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call, and the right to remain silent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand that today the state would be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports, but most importantly, there will be no live testimony? Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence state's exhibits 1 and attachments and review the same. All right, after reviewing state's exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty. The court will find you guilty. Are we proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, Your Honor.
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
Yes, Judge, briefly. With regard to my clients, upon myself first meeting her, and our first visits, I knew that there were some issues present. You know, she's in the yellow. She is pregnant at this time, and she is charged with drug offenses, which led me to believe that there might be issues with substance use disorder, Your Honor. I did also see prostitution in her criminal history, so I did take it upon myself to ask the court previously, which granted, to have her referred for Esperanza Court. I know Esperanza Court does great work. I've worked with them sometimes in the past, and they have evaluated her, deemed that she does meet criteria, and an email from Ms. Perez, Natalie Perez, the case manager, stating that if the court would consider granting her with the condition of Esperanza Court, that they are willing to accept her into that program, Judge. So I spoke with my client and explained the Esperanza Court's, the criteria that has to be met to get in, and what would be expected of her if she is in the program. And she is willing to abide by that. She wants to change her life around, not only for herself, but for her unborn child and for children she has as well, Judge.
All right, how many children do you have?
I have 3.
And who are they with?
I gave up my daughter for adoption, and my son's with my stepfather, and then I'm pregnant right now.
All right, and who is this Antonio Pablo?
That
Hernandez.
is my kid. That's my first kid's father.
All right. So I'm ordering no contact with Pablo Antonio Hernandez, and that's based upon what's in the police report. Take in consideration 2024 CR 009697, 2024 PF 17269, 2024 PF 17270. There'll be a referral to Esperanza Court. She's to remain in custody until transferred. Regular reporting by Zoom or in person, regular random UAs. If not accepted into Esperanza Court, then I want her brought back to court. So she is only to be released to Esperanza Court. When's the last time you had employment?
I have my own lawn care business.
All right, everybody's doing lawn care. Yeah, let me just tell you, that's gonna stop. You're gonna have to have a business. You understand?
Mhm.
And when I say a business, if you're doing lawn care, you need to have a DBA and all of that. Otherwise, I'm not accepting that. You're gonna have a job where you actually get a W-2 or whatever. You understand?
Mhm.
So there's gonna be
Yes,
proof
ma'am.
of employment within 45 days. There's to be no employment as a home health care provider or with minors. CPS compliance. Is CPS back in your life? They probably will be, counsel. I'm gonna want field visits one time per month until further notice. There's to be 200 hours of community service restitution. I'm gonna order parenting classes. Once parenting classes are completed, the restitution will be deemed satisfied.
That restitution, Judge, is that 200?
200 community service hours restitution. There is to be 2 years in the prison, suspended and probated for 4 years. Probation, is there anything else? Is there anything else you need from the court to be successful?
This, the Esperanza program.
All right, did you review the document entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
Because this is plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, good luck to you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Court is calling 2024 CR 1737, State of Texas versus Mario Alberto Vargas. Could I have parties announced for the record for the state? Defense?
Chad Block for Mr. Vargas.
And are you Mr. Mario Vargas?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, have you received all of the discovery and did you review it with your client?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Mr. Vargas, did you review the document entitled Application for Community Supervision with your attorney? Did you understand it and did you sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you review the true bill of indictment with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
We do, Your Honor.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
We are, Your Honor.
Mr. Vargas, did you review the document entitled Court Admonishments and Defendant's Waivers and Affidavit of Admonitions with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand you're charged with the offense of driving while intoxicated, third or more? That's a third-degree felony. Range of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 10 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea bargain agreement. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state will call in the right to remain silent?
Yes.
Did you understand by entering this plea you are giving up those rights?
Yes, ma'am.
And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea in this case?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
He does, Your Honor.
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Vargas, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea?
No, ma'am.
Has anyone promised you anything other than the plea?
No.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial off the record. Bashan, this is Mario Vargas, and it's an application. All right, we're back on the record. Did you review the plea bargain page with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
According to the plea, punishment is to be assessed at 10 years in the prison. There's a $1,500 fine. State recommends community supervision. There's to be restitution, if any, to Javier Villarreal, 2-year driver's license suspension, and ignition interlock for half the term of probation. Did you understand that to be the plea?
Yes, ma'am.
Defense, is that the plea?
Yes, Your Honor.
State, is that the plea?
That is, Your Honor.
Did you review the waiver of appeal paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in both places?
Yes.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, are there any such motions? Outside the agreement, the state is requesting that your community supervision be for a term of 10 years. There be a TAP evaluation, 10 days in the Bexar County Jail as a condition, and 150 hours of community service restitution. Did you understand those were recommendations from the state and the court does not have to follow that recommendation?
Yes.
Then to the offenses charged, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest? State any evidence?
We reviewed it, Judge, no objection.
All right, state you may be excused. Did you review the document entitled waiver and consent to stipulation of testimony and stipulations with your attorney?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand it and sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state will call and the right to remain silent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports? But most importantly, there will be no live testimony. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that the defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments, and the court will review the same. And defense, with regards to the stipulation, do you stipulate that the cause number and the enhancements to make this jurisdictional, 2018 DT 755, is the same as the judgment that states 18 DT 755?
Yes, Judge.
After reviewing states exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty, and the court will find you guilty. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
We can proceed today.
All right, anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
Your Honor, with respect to the plea bargain, we ask that you follow it with the terms and conditions. With the 10 days in Bear County Jail, we would hope the judge or would request the court to consider electronic monitor for a period. Mr. Vargas works as an electrician and supports his family. Employment is very important to him and his success on probation. And so if there's a way to substitute that requirement, we would certainly elect to do the electronic monitor instead.
Is he able to afford GPS? Because.
I think he could afford it for 30 days, Judge.
All right.
Unless you can waive it.
No, I mean, it's a third-party contract. The only way that it can be waived, he has to go to the jail, and they may be able to do it there.
I think it would be beneficial to him to pay that and be on electronic monitor based on what we discussed.
All right, Mr. Vargas, do you have any children?
Yes, ma'am.
What are their ages?
15, 11, and 5, and then I had 2 twins. They're about to be 2 on Saturday.
All right. And your employment, is that self-employment or you work for a company?
I work for a company.
All right, so talk to me about this. Excuse me, guys, y'all are too loud. All right. So it's obvious to the court that you have an alcohol problem. You should not be drinking, period. Because you're one of those people who, if you drink, you're not going to stop. And you just told me the number of children you had. Guess what? There could have been a car accident with an intoxicated driver, and it could have been your children in the car. And how would you have felt if you're at the Bear County Jail and you find out, yeah, your children were in an accident, hit by a driver who was intoxicated, and then they tell you you're the driver who hit your children?
Be devastated, Your Honor.
Yeah, and everybody else will be devastated. There's a problem with people drinking and driving. I don't know why that people always assume they're going to drink 1 glass and call it a day. If you're going to drink alcohol, all you need to do is have somebody in your group say, I'm going to be the one who's not going to drink at all. I'll be the one who drives. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Everyone, please whisper. Court is finding you guilty. The court is going to sentence you. Excuse me, everybody. Nobody is reading that sign. What does that sign say over there? Thank you. And we're on the record. So if y'all will step back, and probation cannot even hear or see what's going on because you all are blocking her. Mr. Dunn? Zach? Hey, if you guys can move, y'all are blocking probation's line of view. Okay, thank you. All right, the court is finding you guilty. The court will sentence you to 10 years in the prison, suspended and probated for 10 years. There's a $1,500 fine that will be probated. The court will sentence you to 30 days GPS partial for employment only in lieu of the 10 days at the Bear County Jail. And the reason why the court is doing it, the court is finding that there will be a hardship for him to go to the jail since counsel, you have informed me, as an officer of the court, he's a financial supporter for his family. Also, there's an overcrowding at the jail. I believe they've reached maximum capacity and there are germs at the jail. And he's told me he has twins. So that's just a perfect storm waiting to happen if he goes to the Bear County Jail. All right. And you're going to need to get that GPS ASAP. So, Ms. Abrams, if he can get on the GPS by tomorrow.
That's not gonna be possible, in almost 5 days.
All right. Let me see here. You're going to need to have the GPS installed within 5 days. The only reason that GPS should not be installed within 5 days if there is something on the GPS side of things, not because you're not reporting.
Yes.
So let me see. I'm going to give you till August 2nd. There's to be regular reporting by Zoom or in person. There's to be regular random UAs. Make sure they test for alcohol. There's going to be a 2-year license suspension. Admission interlock for half the term. DWI education course. Victim Impact Live. We can do a TAP evaluation out of custody. Follow TAP recommendations. If TAP recommends inpatient treatment, we'll start with intensive outpatient treatment. I'm also going to want a referral to felony drug court. And do not go to felony drug court if they accept you and say, I can't do this, I'm too busy. These are the prices that we pay for picking up offenses. You understand?
Yes, sir.
So I want a referral to felony drug court. And of course, that can be out of custody. Proof of employment within 30 days. There's to be no employment as a home health care provider or with minors. $150 hours of community service restitution. I'm going to order parenting classes. Once you complete parenting classes, the community service hours will be deemed satisfied. I'm going to want 90 sober meetings in 90 days. Field visits, 1 time per month for 2 months. And probation, if he is enrolled in GPS before the 2 months and probation feels that everything is as it should be after 1 month, then you can just do the 1 month. Probation, is there anything else? Is there anything else you need from the court to be successful?
No, ma'am.
Did you review the document entitled Trial Court Certification? Oh, I'm sorry, there is one more thing. There's to be restitution, if any, to Javier Villarreal and counsel if for any reason you think the restitution is high or if your client's insurance has paid for restitution, you can always approach and have a restitution hearing.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, did you review the document entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
Because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, we can go off the record. I cannot stress to you enough how when people drink and drive, you know who ends up getting killed? Just the regular person who's on their way to work. Usually the drunk driver is never killed. I always think it's because they're so loosey-goosey and they're going with where the crash takes them. But it's normally the drunk driver walks away unscathed. There was a story that this pastor told where you had this young man constantly getting in trouble, drinking and driving, and his mom would always go to the jail to bail him out. So he's in another accident and he's at the jail, calling, waiting for his mom to come bail him out. And you know what the police tell him? Hey, you killed somebody. And he's like, yeah, but I need my mom to come bail me out. And you know what they told him? Don't you realize the person you killed was your mom? So you could easily have killed your wife, your children, or anything of that nature. Whenever you're thinking about picking up a bottle to drink, if you don't want to do it for yourself, think about your children. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
And you're looking at potentially 10 years in prison. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, good luck to you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you very much, Sean.
You're welcome. Court is going to call for purposes of setting a bond, 2022 CR 3996 and CM 114252, State of Texas versus Dean Pablo Delgado. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Andrew Harris Saberman.
Defense?
Ron Zimmerman for Mr. Delgado.
All right, and there's a request for bond in each of these cause numbers. The first bond request for the 2022 CR 3996, the defendant is on deferred adjudication. He's entitled to a bond and he's on deferred adjudication for the state jail felony on authorized use of a vehicle. Is there a proposed agreement for a bond amount?
Yes, it is, Your Honor.
Yes.
7,000, Your Honor.
That is the agreement, Your Honor.
All right. For the record, the court is aware of the defendant's history based upon the fact that the defendant is on deferred adjudication out of this court. However, since he's been in custody, I just want to make sure there are no updates that the court needs. Mr. Delgado, can you raise your right hand for the court, please? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God? All right. You can lower your hand, state your name for the record.
Dean Delgado.
All right. Since you've been at the Bexar County Jail, are you on any type of medications for mental health issues? All right. Have you ever had any mental health issues? All right. Then with regards to the bond, the court will follow your agreement and in that cause number, set the bond at $7,000. Mr. Delgado, do you have a place to live?
Yes, ma'am.
And who you'll be living with?
My brother.
All right. I'm going to need you all to write the address in this document, and I'll let you have a chance to speak with him in private to write the address down.
Okay, thank you, Your Honor.
All right. Now, in regards to CM 114252, is there a proposed bond agreement?
There is no agreement in this one, Your Honor.
There's not an agreement on this.
All right. Defense, what are you requesting?
I'm requesting $3,000 bond.
All right. State, what are you requesting?
15,000, Your Honor.
All right. And all right, there's a wide gap between what's being requested. So if we'll start with you, defense, it's your motion. Why are you requesting a $3,000 bond?
Well, Your Honor, the bond has not been set. In my opinion, I have looked at the underlying crime that he is accused of committing on this case. And I feel that his participation in the theft of the firearm is fairly limited, Your Honor. And in addition, Mr. Delgado, when he found out that there was a warrant, this offense date was in 2023. When he found out that there was a warrant on this case, he did voluntarily go to the jail and submit for custody.
All right. And counsel, the only bond that, if you have the separate bond paperwork, please give it to me. But I see that we're just here on the CM 114252, and I'm assuming he has a bond on the CM 114250.
Yes, he does, Your Honor.
All right. And what is that bond amount in that case?
That is $15,000, Your Honor.
All right. And state you're requesting 15,000?
Correct, Your Honor.
Okay. And why?
On the basis that while Mr. Pablo Delgado was on supervision for an offense he is accused of committing to others, that the magistrate court judge saw fit to set his bond in one of those cases at 15,000. It stands to reason that his bond should be the same in an offense that arises out of the same criminal episode.
All right. So in that clause number, this is what the court will do. And Mr. Delgado, I want to let you know that I've heard what your attorney has said. I've heard what the state has said, and I'm looking at the fact that you are currently on probation. And the cases that you're alleged to have committed while you were on probation are theft of a vehicle and theft of a firearm. And I understand what your counsel is saying about the facts and the theft of the firearm. Court is going to set your bond and the CM number at $10,000, and the court is going to order full GPS and waive the fees.
Thank you.
And you're to reside with your mother and defense counsel. If you write the address to them in that motion, please.
Yes, I will, Your Honor.
All right, next, we're off the record. We need a date for this for a contested hearing. Counsel, do you have the discovery on the CM numbers?
On both of them, not quite, Your Honor. I haven't seen the videos on this,
All right.
Your Honor, but the state did provide me the written report from the police department, Your Honor.
All right.
And I believe, Your Honor, if I may, I believe the contested hearing is set for August 1st.
Yes.
Yes.
All right, so we're going to keep the August 1st date. Is there anything else from either side?
State, Your Honor.
Not this time, Your Honor.
All right, we'll close the record.
And just like that, another day in court comes to an end. Some defendants walked away with one last chance, others came within inches of losing their freedom, but every ruling carried a lesson. Which decision surprised you the most, and which one do you think was the fairest? Let us know in the comments.